Welcome to Scenario. We are going to get you up and running in ideally less than 5 minutes. So let's start with the diagram editor. I'm not signed into any account right now, so I'm just acting as an anonymous user. If you want to sign in, you can do it right here. For now, I'm just going to show you the basics of how the diagram works. You see I can pinch to zoom here. You can see it because of the dots on the background. If you want those dots off, you can turn them off. They're only there for reference. If you go to layers, we don't have anything here yet. Lists, there won't be anything there, so let's start adding some items. The first thing we can choose is manufacturer. Because I'm not signed in, I don't have cloud library, so I just have the built-in library to work with, but there's still a lot here. You can filter by category, and we're just going to drag some stuff onto the diagram. Once we have that on there, you can also drag stuff from up here. I can add people really quickly, cameras really quickly, I can add arrows really quickly. And once I have these, I can start linking them to each other. Now for this to work, snap has to be on. I can turn it on and off with the N key. And if I want one thing to target another, now it's going to point at it wherever it goes. Excellent. Linking also works with arrows. If I want to have this move over here maybe, I can add new points to make them curves. And for the arrows themselves, I can change their color. In fact, I can change the color of any item I want to just by using that. There are presets there as well, and you can even change the fill color if you want to do that. So now that we have some stuff in there, we can look at the details sidebar. Details are just going to show you more detail, like you might imagine, about whatever you have selected. So if there are things that you can't do on here, you'll probably be able to find it in the details table. That includes locking, which means I won't be able to select it on the diagram. I have to actually select it on the layers table. And then I can go unlock it. I can hide it as well, which means that when I deselect it, it goes away. You can see it's hidden over here. I can select it from the layers table, and I can change the opacity if I want it to be partially transparent. All right. So let's talk about text. We can add a text box. You can type anything in here that you want, and then just move it around. That's good for labels. You see that when I drag stuff around, it lines up with each other. That's if snap is on. If I turn that off, I can drag stuff anywhere I want to. It won't try to line up with anything. Okay, you can also add images. You can just pick those from your computer or your iPad, depending on what it is. You can also just drag images directly onto the diagram from your desktop, and they'll be added that way. You can change text size if you'd like. You can also change the dotted style of an arrow if you want to. And then when you have lists, there's nothing in here now, but you'll be able to add items here. All right, let's do a quick sign in here. And now you see the projects view. So for these projects, you see these are shared. That indicator is that it is shared, so the info of the project owner is someone else, and this is one that I own. I can add new projects here, and then within a project, I can add new lists or new diagrams from down here. New diagrams are like that. Once I have a diagram, I can actually drag it into other places. Same is true with lists. And then I can duplicate it and delete it. Anything in here is undoable except for creating projects and diagrams. And then you can also modify your crew. You can add new department. Let's call this camera department. And then I can do new position. We'll call this director of photography. Once I have a position there, I can actually add people to it. I can type in stuff, and it's going to show me people that I've used before, whether or not they're actual scenario users or not scenario users, just people that I've entered here. You can drag them around. You can copy them, which will copy them as text, so you can just paste it wherever you want. And then overall, you can share your project. So if you do this, you're allowing other people to see it, and once you've shared it and set the permission, you can copy the sharing link. So sharing it will share it with anybody in the crew automatically, but if you copy the sharing link, you can send that to others and they'll be able to open it directly from the link. All right, so that is a primer on how to use Scenario. You can dive into other videos for more detail, but hope that helps.